And you're very honest about not knowing everything. And obviously you have a platform where you're covering things like you mentioned, the Derby and the Olympics, rugby, things that perhaps not only do you not know about, but maybe you weren't expecting to cover. You very much admitted, I'm going to bring it to the other analysts, and you get tweets saying, do you even know what you're talking about? And you're very honest. No, I don't. Why is that so important?
Yeah. I don't ever want to try to fool anyone.
Mhm.
There are certainly times up there, you don't want to be up there talking about a Rugby World Cup and be like, hey, I just learned about rugby 7 days ago. You
Right.
don't necessarily want to be that honest. But at the same time, you've got to be able to level with the viewer. I've always felt like I don't want to feel like I'm up on TV pulling wool over anyone's faces, trying to be someone I'm not, trying to pretend like I know more than I do. That's why we have the analysts. That's why when I do the Kentucky Derby, I'm sitting next to Hall of Fame jockey Jerry Bailey and a Hall of Fame analyst who has been covering the sport for 40, 50 years. So I don't need to be that guy. And it's funny, when I first started out, that was what NBC wanted most from me. They go, don't be that guy. Don't try to dazzle us with how much you learned over the last week reading the research packet. Ask the questions that people at home want to know the answers to. And if you can ask those and get that out of the analyst and relate it to the common fan, because that's who you are, then you're doing your job. And so I go, all right, I can do that. Now, certainly there are times where you're doing Premier League, which I've done in the last 4 years, and where there's a diehard fans watching, and they don't have a whole lot of patience for a mispronunciation. As well they shouldn't, honestly. I mean, it's just like, you should know this stuff. And so it's tough. You feel like you have to definitely be on your game doing some of these sports that aren't maybe the most popular sports out there, but that their fan base loves the sport so much and is a diehard and knows the ins and outs of it. And so that's when you really do have to, again, just lean on your analyst, be brave enough to say, I don't know this. Can you explain this? And then maybe there are some people, even though they are diehards and they won't admit it, they don't understand exactly what the analysts are talking about either.